Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Davis, and I'm the team leader for Team Topper. And our consulting project is on the St. Edward's University baseball team and ways that they can fundraise to have the funds to purchase a new fencing around the field. Today, I'm going to share the introduction, and I'm going to pass it to my teammate Edward Gilbert, and he's going to talk about secondary research and findings. And then from there, he's going to pass it to Cody Chipman, who's going to talk about primary research and findings. And then he's going to pass it to Pepe Santos, Jose Pepe Santos. He's going to go over the conclusions. And then back to me, and I'm going to discuss the recommendations. So the introduction, the purpose of this project, of course, as I already explained to you, the baseball team is concerned with the overall safety and appearance of the fencing around the field. And they are struggling for funds in order to purchase a new padded wall. The problem is the baseball field is dangerous, and any moment somebody could seriously injure themselves. The significance is to provide a safe field for student athletes. They do represent the school, and they do play for St. Edward's and represent the school very well. So their overall safety is really important. And the scope of this project was the St. Edward's University population, which was more focused on students, but also we had faculty and alumni, and we used their comments as well, because the campus and the safety of the campus affects all students on campus. And if you've never seen the baseball field fencing before, you can see that there's tears all on the bottom, and this is like sagging on the ground. So if cleats get stuck in there, you could break your leg if you do something like that. This sign, actually, the only reason they put that on there was because there's a huge hole in the fence behind it. That was not there at the beginning of the year, and all of a sudden it showed up one day, and so that's that. Yeah, so basically it looked like this right here, all behind it. So there's that, and as you can see, there's more rips and everything. That is the metal fencing sticking out, like poking out of the corner. So if you slid into that trying to make a catch, or even if you're just jogging along the fence, it could cut you up, and that wouldn't be good. And this is just a view from kind of far. So you can see, even from here, you can see how the fence is kind of falling apart. And now I'm going to pass it to Edward, who's going to discuss the secondary research.
I'm Edward. I'm here to discuss the secondary research. We utilize secondary research in order to improve our primary research utilities and to give us ideas on how to tackle the difficult problem of fundraising. We researched data collection methods to help us make a better survey, and we wanted to know the kinds of questions we should ask in order to get the most meaningful information from our survey. We did internal research within St. Edward's to try to get an idea of what the baseball team already does for fundraising. And we also researched effective fundraising methods and good fundraising ideas. All right, so we found out that the St. Edward's baseball team already has two forms of fundraising. They do a hit-a-thon, which challenges players to hit a ball as far as they can, and for every foot the ball rolls or gets hit, a donor donates a specific dollar amount, and that supposedly brings in about $100 to $500 per player, which is pretty decent. And the team also has a phone-a-thon, which involves players making calls to companies and family and friends and begging for money. And we also gathered good fundraising ideas and used them to help improve our survey. So we got ideas of like, so we could ask, hey, would this like type of fundraising event, would you do something like this, like participate in a car wash or a cook-off, or would you like to throw a pie at Mike? So now I'll pass it off to Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody, and I'm going to talk about the primary research. So we constructed a survey to pass out to the St. Edward's community, and we took some steps in constructing the surveys. So first of all, we developed questions based on St. Edward's baseball team's wants and needs. Then we reviewed the questions with our professor and our client, then where we made revisions afterwards. Then we received feedback from classmates, where we made further revisions and finalized and distributed our surveys. So we distributed 200 surveys, and they're majorly to students and some faculty and alumni. We distributed these in classrooms, the cafeteria, the library, the athletic locker rooms to receive a 95% confidence rate. And we believe that this adequately summed up the views of the SCU community. Out of 200 surveys distributed, we got 200 in return. We invalidated them if they answered more than one question when one was required, or if they didn't answer a question at all. However, we got 0 of 200 were invalid. We did not calculate demographics because we figured this was a matter involving the entire community, regardless of characteristics. So we calculated these, we calculated our answers with a tally sheet for every question, and we calculated the percentages based on those. And question 9 and 10 had multiple answers and a none of the above option in case they didn't want to participate. So now, here's our visuals. So most people haven't even seen the fence. About 142 out of 200 haven't seen it. When they were asked to rate the appearance of the field, about 41% said it was average, and then, no, below average, I'm sorry, 38% said it was around average. So major majority, almost 160 people, 200, said that it was unsafe. As this describes as well. So almost the entire population decided that a new fence would increase the safety of the student athletes. And we asked if they thought that the popularity would increase with an updated baseball facility, and majority of them said yes, and some of them just didn't know because they don't attend games or ever. So we asked if they would attend more games if they had updated fencing, and about 75 said they would. Around 115 said it was possible, and a few said no. So then we asked if they would be willing to participate in fundraising for a new fence, and a majority said they would, and then 60 said no, and then around 55 or so said that they would possibly. So we had multiple options of fundraising, and the majority said that they would participate in buying bracelets that have St. Edward's baseball or something written on them, followed by the same amount said that they would participate in a car wash held by the baseball team. And then a cook-off was popular, as well as a movie night. And other desired improvements that we wanted, or that people would like to see, other than a new fence, were mostly stands, because we don't even have stands for people to sit in. You have to bring lawn chairs and sit on the hill and things like this. It's a huge issue for the attendance of games. And this was largely followed by lights, because you can't have night games here at all, because we simply don't have field lights. And I want to pass it off to Pepe for the conclusion. Jose.
Well, I'm Jose Santos. I'm going to talk about the conclusions. And based on data collected from our surveys, we made the following conclusions, which are that nearly all the population at St. Edward's has seen the baseball field at least one time. It's not a big school. It's not really hard to like walk around, drive around. The field is right in front of a dorm. The East Hall, I think it is, and we actually get a lot of students from that hall that go to the games every now and then on the weekends when they have some time. 96% of the people that fill out the surveys rated the fence below average on appearance, and out of that 96%, 15% rated poor, which was the lowest possible choice. It's really hard not to realize how bad the fence is at the moment. Like you guys saw those pictures, I mean the fence is like falling apart. It's pretty bad and it's unsafe. It's unsafe for like the players. They can run into the wall full speed, break a leg. One of our guys last year was trying to catch a fly ball, ran into the wall at full speed, broke his neck and his wrist, and he was out almost for the whole season. And we're trying to prevent those type of situations to happen. Out of the 200 surveys that we gave away, 193 people believe that a padded wall will increase the safety of the players. And this means that 96% of the people who filled out the survey agree that, getting a new fence, a new padded fence will be the best thing for the student athletes. More than half of the population believes that with an updated baseball facility, the popularity of the team will increase drastically. The better facilities you have, that's not here, that's everywhere. The more you invest in something, the better outcome you're going to have. As of now, in baseball, the more you invest in your baseball facility, the best players you're going to get. The best players you get, the better ranking you're going to have, and the better reputation the school is going to have at the end. When we asked them about attending future games, they said that with updated facilities, 36% will attend the baseball games, and possibly 56% of the people who filled out the surveys will consider on attending the baseball game with some updated facilities. That means that approximately 40% of these people will possibly go to the baseball games. Actually, that when on the baseball field, whenever we have games, we sell burgers, hot dogs, sodas, waters. If we bring more people in to watch the game, that means that some of those people are going to buy more stuff. That means we can use that money towards improving the facilities. When we asked them about fundraising as an option, 43.5% said yes, 27% that they maybe would think about helping out with fundraising. This is more than half of the population, and this will improve like the budget of the team enormously. About the improvements, like Cody said earlier, that we asked them about, they mentioned stands and lights. Not having lights means that we have to play all the games, during daylight. And at that time, our games are from 1 to 5 or 6 approximately. And at that time, there's people going to class. There's actually people going to work. Those guys that are come to school and have part-time jobs. And it's really hard for people to attend the baseball game at that time, which at night, when everyone's gets out of work on a Friday night, if they don't have plans, they can come and watch a game before they're going out, or even just if they like baseball, they just can come and watch it for a little while. So having stands and lights, I think it will be a great thing and one of the best improvements of the field besides the padded wall, that it's a priority for the safety of the student athlete. About some of the events that we listed earlier, the most popular were a golf tournament. That we were thinking about organizing a tournament, and from people paying $20 to get in and give away baseball shirts that will, to the people who are donating to the cause of improving the facilities on St. Edwards. Local restaurant cook-off, Chick-fil-A, Cowboy Bob's, those two companies sponsor the school from a couple of years ago. And we were thinking about inviting some other like Torchy's Tacos or Subway have a little cookout right in front of the main building, cafeteria, have people to come over. I think that's the point where like most of the students walk around to go to class, to go to the gym, to go most of their activities here, and that will help the baseball team with their budget. And also one of the ones that were more popular was a car wash. And if you think about having a car wash, I mean I know most of you guys here don't really like to wash your car, and it will take no time here with 40 guys helping out. It will be cheaper. I mean, it will save time. And last but not least, a raffle for a prize. We're thinking about investing in something like a TV, an iPad, stuff like that that you can sell tickets out and then do the raffle and see who wins. And I think we will get a lot of money for that. Now I'm gonna pass these to Mike. He's gonna talk about the recommendations.
So, like Pepe said, after gathering all the information and discussing it as a team, we recommend that the St. Edward's University baseball team coaches and athletic directors consult with high-up school officials and pitch to them about how unsafe the fence is and how somebody can get hurt really quickly, and just even show them, if they can invite them out to the field and walk around the field and show them how unsafe it is. We believe that would help them reach an agreement for a number, whether they can help pay for the whole thing or just help a little bit with school funding. Like, for example, you can put fake grass in the infield or the whole entire field. It's called field turf, and it costs about $1 million, which is a lot of money. But if you take into consideration that the school spends well over $100,000 every single year on putting new dirt on the field, growing the grass, watering the grass, and things like that, it'll end up paying for itself. And of course, that comes after supplying the necessities to keep a student athlete safe. But that's just something that, if pitched to school officials and they can understand and grasp the concept that you really get out of what you put in with student athletes, because they represent the school and you want your school reputation to be the best possible. And after that, if the St. Edward's University baseball team needs to implement more fundraising, we suggest that they implement, like Pepe said, a car wash, which would be $15 to $25 for your car, and we would ask school officials once again if we can host it on school or if we need to find a place to do that. Materials will be paid for by the university baseball team, so soap and towels and all that stuff. And like he said earlier, with a large amount of guys on the team, we could wash a car in 5 minutes, easy. And then you wouldn't have to stand out in the sun and do it yourself, and it'd be a blast. Another thing you mentioned is a local restaurant cook-off. I don't know what I just did. So that would be, like you said, inviting local restaurants into, whether we can host it here or somewhere else, and they would have a dish that they could give, and people would pay for a ticket. And after tasting all the meals, they would get a vote for who had the best meal. And then, the businesses would get out of it, like advertising, and people would be aware of their food, and if they like it, they would get business out of it. And then at the end, whoever has the most votes would receive some type of prize, whether it's a plaque or a little trophy or something, to just for fun. Another thing we thought was coupon books. I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard of coupon books, but you go around to different places like restaurants, tanning beds for the ladies or guys, you do that, and places like that, and see if they can offer coupons that you can put in a booklet and sell for a price determined on how the amount of money the coupons is for. And as a group, we thought that would be very popular among students who eat out a lot because maybe our campus food isn't the greatest. So we believe that that would be very popular among students and also parents who wish, to buy their kids something that they can use or even for themselves. We believe that that would bring a lot of money in, and a lot of those could be sold. And also, like Pepe said, the golf tournament, a lot of wealthy business owners and people like that play golf, and they enjoy playing golf. And we actually talked to a guy that runs a summer baseball program out of Houston. He was my high school baseball coach, and they put on a golf tournament every year, and they bring in thousands and thousands of dollars from it. And a lot of people love golf, and even if you have the opportunity to have some type of celebrities come out and play in the golf tournament, or professional athletes and things like that, you can bring in a lot of money. So as a group, we decided to recommend these 4 events to be implemented into the fundraising scheme. They would not take a lot of time or really organization, and we believe that that would be a great thing for them to do. And I broke this. So in conclusion, just to wrap up, the St. Edward's baseball team is looking for ways to fundraise to provide a safer facility for their student athletes, starting with a padded wall. As you all saw from the images, it needs to be fixed. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for your time.